I have the incredible good fortune of being the mama of an almost 10-year-old boy named Langston. We have been on the non-paid services list for almost 7 years now. And I will never, ever forget, we just gotten our autism diagnosis at Children's, and they give you this giant binder of paper and resources and send you off into the world. And one of the things they tell you to do is contact DDA and try to get some help. And so I called the right number from King County. And the person on the other end said, "How old is your child?" And I said, "He just turned 3." And she laughed. And it was not malicious at all. This was just candor. And she's like, "Oh, sweetie, we can't help you. There's the only way a kid that age is getting access to DDA services is if he's housebound and on a ventilator. That's just not going to happen. We just don't have that kind of money anymore. So you should definitely enroll and go through all of the processes and sign up and do all the paperwork and get on the list, and you can expect to wait about 7 to 10 years." And I thought, I said, is there anything? Is there anything else? And she said, "Really, no. Like, honestly, unless you're in a place where you're in crisis, we can't help." And I thought, well, at the very least, we still have access to public school and we can get services there. And we had such a disastrous experience in Seattle public schools. It was so hard to fight for our kids' constitutional right to a free and appropriate public education in a place where we could feel like he was safe and respected, that my husband and I made the decision that it was going to be easier for us each to go out and get a second job and pay $20,000 a year in private school tuition so that we wouldn't have to have that fight anymore. And we've been doing that for 5 years. And we are tired. We are so exhausted and depleted and just stretched to the limit, but also it's the choice that I can live with. So it's what we do. And these days with COVID, I think a lot about the fact that because we're in private school, we access therapy for our child through private insurance. And, what happens if that goes away? We've already survived one round of layoffs. I don't know that we get through the next one. And when we get there, what happens to OT and PT and speech therapy and psychotherapy and all these other things that my child needs to stay healthy, to keep thriving and developing and turning into this incredible little human that he is? So I just want to say that when we think about cuts to services like DDA, I really hope that we bear in mind that we're not just talking about the vital services that families are currently receiving, that there are also thousands of other families like mine who are waiting, 14,000 of us waiting to get access to these supports. And then behind that, there's thousands more that just never even get on the list to begin with because the process is so hard and because it feels so insurmountable and it's so demoralizing. And so what I ask of you, honestly, please commit to not cutting this. There has to be a better answer. I refuse to believe we live in a universe where the answer to a health crisis or a budget crisis that's caused by health problems is to take away vital services from vulnerable people who need them.